Make sure we streaming live. TikTok, what's up, baby?
All right, listen.
We good?
Like I said before, do
All
not take nothing I
platforms?
say.
Yeah.
No platform.
Yeah.
No platform. It's in my phone. My phone is late.
All right.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
This is a late night special
Oh yeah.
On
of,
a Freaky Friday.
Very special.
of Unity Meets Diversity,
Ooh.
El Igualito's very own podcast. I'm your host, Kimo Bayet, and joining me,
Side of my beat.
And here's your friend, Haisha Omilolde.
Jiggity J on the scene, you heard. Why is my mother watching if she's on
and
this
we
Because
are Unity Diversity. Today's episode is gonna be very interesting.
it is.
It's called the Late Night Special for a reason. It's gonna be full of surprises, I believe.
Wait.
gonna be a goodie.
Before we get it started, let me just say, do not take nothing that is said on this table personal. Do not take it upon yourself to feel some type of whatever is being said is just us being transparent, vulnerable at that, and fluent with each other.
I just want to tell you that we missed you yesterday. You know, we had a
You ain't
great
the only one, girl. They missed me too. They missed me
We
too. You
had-
ain't the only one.
We had a great topic yesterday. You know,
No,
let me tell
listen,
you.
Let me tell you.
Tell me.
That topic last night would have had me in my feels getting in this fucking table. Excuse my language. I would
I
have been on
know.
this table yelling at you, and you.
I'm glad you was
So
not
I
here.
prevented
I
that.
I am glad because you know what
I
Louis said.
prevented that.
Louis said, if we
Wait.
had Jay here, all this thing would have been broken, and
Real
Sisha
fast.
would could have come out.
Real fast. He swear he know me. He know me a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah, you know.
Whatever.
But that's how we start, little by little. You know,
Little by little.
you know.
Mhm.
You know, we're gonna excuse.
Yo,
we're
hold
gonna.
on, hold on.
Go
Let's
ahead.
the fresh shot right now. He took the time. He took the time out today
I got a
to
lot
get
of things
it
going on this weekend, so I gotta be fly, B.
right.
just
Always.
just for the simple fact that we're gonna be drumming hopping tomorrow.
Yo,
You know,
super.
you know how they say drummer hopping. We're gonna be.
You mean club hopping?
There, that right there.
Bar hopping, guys. Bar hopping.
bar hopping?
Y'all too
That-
old for this.
Yeah,
but
that
it's bar
right.
hopping.
I
you
think
heard?
I'm old. I think I am.
Well, we-
Chill. Let's
Well,
keep
we-
those.
Y'all-
Let's
y'all really-
chill. Let's keep
Nah,
that
nah,
all
nah.
outside somewhere. But all
Forget that
old
chill.
shit,
Forget
man.
that chill. We
all
ain't in
that
no
old
freezer.
shit.
We is not in no freezer. Y'all is old.
Come on.
I
am in the fourth floor. What floor you are?
Baby girl, I'm in the first. Yeah.
No, you are. If I remember, you're on the second floor.
Nah.
I think you're on the second floor. I'm in the fourth floor. He's in the third floor. And what floor you
I'm
are?
on the third.
You see that?
I'll be
shit?
there for a minute. You
You're
heard?
I'm in
there.
the first, you know.
I look like I'm on the
Classic.
second though. Yeah.
Listen, you look like it, but you're
First.
not. Let me tell you
Chill,
something.
chill.
I went today with my husband to 7-Eleven, and this guy come in and said, "Damn, you look fine." I'm like, "Thank you." That gave me a
Yo, shout out to that
compliment.
one dude.
Of
Shout out to that one
Of
dude. Got her.
course.
Shout out to my
Look
mother,
at that
she's a real
glow.
girl. Shout out to my mother,
I
she's a
think-
real girl.
I think the glow is coming from something else, you know.
Coño.
Sometimes we just gotta spice that up, you know.
So it's past 12 for real.
Yo, let me just
It
tell y'all
is.
how I gotta learn to sleep with headphones on. You know, noise cancellation.
She does. She does
Noise
have
cancellation
some.
is the best creation
Yeah.
ever.
Those headphones that I bought from iPhone from Apple.
Oh yeah, I use them. I need them.
I think I bought it for her.
yeah,
It's for her.
facts.
She has to just cancel it, all the noise, because you know what?
In the click of a button.
And I'm just gonna say something, baby. I'm so sorry for you tonight, baby. I'm so sorry.
He's ready.
He better be.
My guy was born ready.
He better.
I don't know. He looking like
I'm
a
born
fly on
ready,
the
you know
wall.
that.
He
looking
better.
like a fly
Yo, there's a
on
lot
the
of-
wall.
There's a lot of experience on your way up to the third floor, right? Let him know. You feel me?
Yo, I just
He
want to say,
better.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Listen, I just
I wanna
want
be
to tell
like
you something.
I want like 4 boyfriends and 8 girlfriends. Just
Let-
for the record.
I just want right now. I just want your baby. Yes,
All
yeah.
I need is
Yes, yeah.
love.
Hey, yo.
All right. So,
All right, so bringing it back.
let's bring it back now.
Bring
That
it
was one hell of an
back.
intro.
Oh, yeah,
What is it?
definitely.
What is the topic? Hold on a minute. They did the host. You're the host, but hold on a minute. It's,
I'm the host for tonight.
this is not gonna be like
The
a.
usual.
No, it's
There's a
not.
remix today.
Hold on a minute.
I'm
We
the
she's
host
the
for
host
tonight.
today.
I'm cool
What,
with a remix.
what is the topic?
Jiggity J in the scene. You heard tonight's topic is closure versus letting go.
It
Do
is
you
that.
need
Mhm.
closure to let go, or do you need to let go to get closure?
We need Hennessy or and Johnny Walker. Which one is it? Which one you
Personally,
want?
I just need a good freaky night to let fucking go,
I,
and it's whatever after that. Like
well,
it's
let me tell you
whatever.
something. And let me tell you something. One
No
is
love lost, no love found. You heard? And out
listen,
of sight, out of mind. That's a
listen.
real thing.
I think I found mine. So I'm just put your headphones tonight.
Wepa, wepa.
Just put your headphone tonight and just know that you're gonna sleep with your boy with your brother.
Who knows? I might be downstairs tonight. Who knows? Who knows? I
Well,
might
you're
be
sleeping with your
downstairs.
brother tonight.
Nah,
Just
I might be downstairs.
well,
I might be
anywhere you go, you taking your your bestie right there.
My best friend is passed out right now.
He's passed out, but he's your best friend, so you're gonna go. He's gonna follow you anywhere you go.
Of course. Treacherous little twin.
Okay, we're gonna go back.
All right.
What
Reel
is
it-
the
reel it back
what is
in.
the topic host today? Because
Closure versus letting go. Do you need
Oh,
closure to let go, or do
Jesus.
you need to let go to get closure?
well, it depends on where it just. Excuse me the way I'm talking. I think I'm like
You're perfect. You're perfect.
it's
Sigue.
okay. I'm perfect
Perfectly imperfect.
exactly.
You're
That's
Gucci.
that is the way it goes tonight, baby.
I should have used the bathroom
Anyway,
before sitting here.
you should have because
But
I
you know,
did.
I'm not gonna break the barrier. No, 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 no.
I used mine
I'm
and
big
it,
dog.
and it was an interesting bathroom break. It was very interesting, but
I know,
I
nigga.
think
You
I'm
took
gonna-
like 45 minutes. I'm like, damn.
That's
I need
fine.
To,
Stop
I
being
need
on my
to potty.
business.
I'm not in your business. First of all,
It's so
you my
good that this could get
mother.
edited.
stop being on my business.
You my mother.
You know?
You are my business. She's
All
my
right.
mother. She's my business. Yeah.
Stop
I
being
All
on
love
my
right,
this. I love
all right,
this.
business.
This
let's
is
bring-
awesome. This is great.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
baby.
All right.
What
Go
is
ahead,
it?
Serious
host.
face.
Go
Come
ahead.
on. You
Mm.
started it. Let's go, Aisha. What you
Yeah,
gotta
I
say
said you
about
was
this stuff?
talking.
No, I'm just saying. What is the topic for today?
Yo, the third time. This is crazy. All right, listen. I'm gonna just start it.
Go ahead.
Mm.
Boom. So, do you need you? I'm talking to you.
Oh shoot.
Do you need closure to let go, or do you need to let go to get closure?
Well, I like this thing.
You're
Side
asking
of
me
my
to.
beat.
You're asking me to answer.
Yes.
Oh, spicy.
With the way that I have lived my life, I do not need closure to let go. I've been in many situations where I've come across a lot of
What happened to the eye contact?
incorrect people, I guess, right?
What happened to the eye contact?
And
Now he's scared.
I like
He's
to look. I
scared.
like to look
Don't
around
be
to make sure that my brain
scared.
is, because I could get sidetracked. Chill,
Don't
man.
be
I
scared.
know how my brain work, man.
Go ahead.
I'm never scared. I'm never.
It's a Friday, Freaky Friday.
Where's
A
the
super
eye
freaky
contact?
Friday.
After everything get fixed here, this is a good thing because the host always said fix the things on the table. So in the nighttime,
What are you
when,
trying to fix? There's nothing broken.
There's nothing broken.
of course, but you know what? Sometimes sometimes in some cars those screws needs to be fixed. So
Okay, so stir the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Stir the boat. Go ahead.
Yo, check it out. So like I was saying,
Go ahead.
I personally do not need closure to let go because I've gone through a lot of experiences like that throughout my life. So that's just me personally.
What happened? I didn't hear you.
That's all right. You don't have to hear. You just got to answer. You don't really got to pay attention.
I was paying attention to my
Alright,
lady over
next.
there.
Got you.
Next.
Dale, Kimbo.
Do you need closure to let go, or do you need to let go to get closure?
This is like a difficult topic, right? Because
It is.
It's really not.
It's. I mean, it is though. I mean, you need closure to let go. Or can you just let go, right? Okay. So I think for me, I need some sort of closure.
For what?
Um, how that looks, I mean, I guess it really depends on the situation. But sometimes, for me at least, right, closure is me express what I need to express and get it off my chest, right? Because I hate to have words just sitting on my chest and not being able to actually release them. And I think that's very important because sometimes we sit there and then we start playing in our head, replays of all the scenarios of all the things, they could have went down or whatever it is you're trying to get closure with. And it's like, if you can't actually sit there and let that out, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're literally tormenting yourself. You're just sitting there playing a cycle of, but what if? but what if this and what if that and what if or what if that would have changed or what if this would have happened or what if this would have never happened to this person and then they would have been this way and so you're just constantly playing a cycle of how could it have been better.
Yeah, you overthink. You
You know what I
overanalyze.
mean?
Mhm.
And I'm definitely notorious for that. Like
What,
I definitely
what if
overthink.
what if you don't have no way to let it out? Then how do you let it out?
You know,
Because to let it out, in order to let it out, you need the other person, right?
I mean, yeah, I personally feel like you do need to because again, you're sitting with those words or those sentiments in your chest, and it's just like you're not able to like let that go and release. So yeah, you do need to have the other person, but I mean, sometimes you may not necessarily have to sit down. I will always say that it's always best to sit down if possible, even just a phone call, like any type of conversation. Because sometimes the relationships that come in our life, it's not always what it seems, right? And it's like we have an impression of how someone is, or we have an impression of how things should be in life, because I feel like society kind of like instills that in us. They kind of like teach us that a relationship needs to be this way, friendship needs to be this way, or this needs to be that way.
Which I totally disagree with society's viewpoints on all of that. But continue.
Absolutely.
Society could be selfish.
I'm gonna give you an example. Aisha has a good friend
I do.
yeah, you do. I
Yeah, you
mean,
do.
not like a
You
best
do.
friend,
You
but
do. What you mean?
a good friend, that she talks to like once a year.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
And
a
literally,
good friend,
no,
guys.
no, 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 no,
That's
no.
a good friend, guys.
No.
How is that a
Hear
friend?
me
That's
out.
a
Hear me
low
out.
ass
Because
bar.
let me tell you
No.
why. Because sometimes it's not the friend that call you all the time. It's just that friend that when you need them, that you call them and pick up that phone call, and they pick up the phone
Okay,
to
granted,
listen to you.
granted that is understandable, but once a year is
I
crazy.
have
It's
a I have
okay.
a friend like that. I
Too
speak to him
much
at
All
happening.
I
least
all
10
I
times
all
a
I
year.
need just oh yeah, all I need is just one time to vent out.
Nah, you need
Because
more than
You
that,
sure
bro.
about that?
You need
Because you
more.
go through a lot.
it's okay.
You need like 12 once every month.
It's okay. I just need one to listen and don't and shut the hell up. And then I need the other one that I just knock on the
That
window.
one person that lives all the way on the other
Yeah,
side
on
of
the
the
other
world
side. Yeah.
calls me
Yeah.
on that one day.
Go ahead. What you think? What you talking about? I think
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what?
she has that friend, and like
Yeah.
maybe once a year they'll talk. And it's like when they talk, it was like they never lost contact ever.
That is true.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
have a few friends like that.
Yeah.
and I mean I have a couple like that as well. It's like, and I feel that sometimes those are probably the better relationships because it's like you've been together for so many years, or you've known each other for so many years, that it's like, all right, you went your way, I went my way, but we can always come back, reconnect, and it
Yeah,
was like
facts.
nothing ever happened.
Yeah, facts. A good friendship is a good friendship.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I don't see, like I said, I don't see the necessity of I need to talk to you on a daily basis
When we
to be
finish
good
here,
Definitely it's not.
friends.
when we finish here, just let me know what they mean. Who is it?
Continue, Kimbo.
So I don't feel like, like I said, society kind of instills in us like, oh, this is how the relationship needs to be, these are how
Hmm.
friends need to act, this is
Hmm.
how stuff has to be. I always my personal view on this is as long as it's healthy, it's good.
Yeah.
And now what the term is healthy, that depends on you.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because a healthy relationship is only a relationship that's going to help you progress forward.
Ache.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about some people think something is healthy and it's like, but this person or these individuals or this relationship you're in is just constantly dragging you down or doing things that
Yeah,
normally is not you.
healthy is not comfort. Just
Absolutely.
because you're comfortable doesn't mean that you're in a healthy position or in a healthy place.
So let me go. Let me go see if I understand the subject. So the subject is like closer
Hmm.
versus letting go.
Yeah. Do you need closure to let go, or do you need to let go to get
No,
close?
if you do something to me,
Hmm.
I don't give a fuck who you are. You out.
So you could cut them off
Of course,
without having a
of course.
conversation.
I think the only
So then you don't need closure to let
I
go.
don't need that.
No.
I don't need that. The only closer that I had never got and I will never get is the loss of my dad. That's it.
I was gonna touch on that.
That is the only closer that if he died in cold prison and I was unable to see him in a casket when he get buried or nothing. That is the only that is the only way that I didn't get closer. Other than that, if you do something wrong to me or whatever you did to me, I cut you out of my life and I move on
Mm.
because I have I have control of my life. I have control of who I am, and I have control of who is here to be with me. So I gonna go follow my instinct, and I'm gonna just go with the flow because people are toxic.
Super.
They are very toxic. Listen, if thing doesn't work, just let it go.
Hmm.
Why? Because we give a lot of chances in life, and I don't know. I just listen. We're in 2023. I just want to live my life, however the hell I want to live it, and that's all about it. That's
All
it.
right, so wait. You don't believe in wrong person, wrong time?
I don't.
Wait. My fault. I'm a little tipsy or
You
whatever.
are.
Right person, wrong time.
It's not about the wrong person at the wrong time. What
No,
happened is,
right person,
oh,
wrong time.
you know what it is? I believe in the right person. What happened is that sometimes we are so caught up on our past that we don't let and we don't open ourselves to give that opportunity to that person to give us everything that they have to offer us. I don't care who you are, where you came from, what you went through your past. I'm coming to change you. I'm coming to I'm coming to prove you that I could, that I can, and I'm going to do it. You know?
That's
The
your
That's who I am.
challenge.
ego.
Look at
That
the challenge.
I'm a
Look at that
First of all,
face.
listen, let me tell you
Going up against the
something.
challenge. Look at
first
that.
of all, let
Listen,
me
let me
just
tell
She's ready
say,
to
you.
hold
climb
on,
that mountain. You see that?
hold on. That's your ego talking.
Yo,
I am.
super.
Yes, it is. Of
That's your
course.
ego talking.
You know
Because
why? Because what I want in life, I'm gonna get no matter what. You know why? Because no matter what
Uh,
I went through the past,
uh,
it's not gonna face me on my present. You know
uh.
why? Because whatever happened in my past, it had it to happen because I had it to grow,
let
and
me
because I had it
Yo,
to
you get me
grow,
hype,
I
Haisha.
had it to
let me
go through whatever I
let me
had
cut
You
to
you
get me
off.
go
hype.
through.
Hold on. Let me cut you off right
Go
there because
ahead.
that's a lie.
Why?
You wanna know that's a lie?
Why?
Because you're definitely different because of everything you went through.
Of course I am.
Okay,
Of
Mm.
so
course.
there's no way you can say that your past didn't affect your future if it definitely sure did.
No, it did. It
It
affect
did.
me
Okay,
because
so
now
own
I
up
am
to
the
that.
bitch that I am, and I'm
It
gonna
doesn't.
Okay,
continue being the bitch that I
exactly.
am.
So
It
you
doesn't
just said
continue.
you
It doesn't
just
continue
said
to
yes,
affect
it
them.
does continue. Why? Because she doesn't treat everybody the same.
No, I'm
You
not.
gave your love, your pure, unconditional,
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
100% of your
Yes, I
love to the
did.
wrong person. So you're only gonna give 70.
Yes, I did.
You're only gonna give 75% to your next because you're afraid to get hurt again. You're afraid to get torn again. You're afraid to get damaged. You're afraid for all these things to happen all over again. So
But
absolutely not. You're not about to live your future. Not living on my past. Yes, you are because you're afraid
no,
of all these things.
no,
You're
I'm
afraid for
not.
it to
You
happen
know
again,
why?
bro. So then give me your 100% love right now.
I am.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna start
No, you're
tomorrow.
not. Okay, exactly
I'm
because
gonna
you're
start tomorrow.
no matter
I'm
what.
gonna start
Okay,
tomorrow.
listen. Awesome, perfect, great. But listen, live your life admitting that yes, your past
Of
definitely
course.
affected you
Of
today, tomorrow, and
course.
every day after.
Of course. That's why you know what yesterday the subject was. What was the subject yesterday?
Close. Oh, I
It
don't know
was
about yesterday.
It was forgiving and giving a second chance, or forgiving
exactly.
and
I'm gonna forgive you because I'm
letting
gonna
go.
grow,
Let's
and
bring it back to that. Hold on, because you cannot give a second chance without forgiving.
Wait,
I am.
before we
That's the
continue, I got a
thing.
question
Go
that I
ahead.
feel like the audience will
Go ahead.
benefit from
Go ahead.
because you spoke about not getting closure with your dad.
Go ahead.
That's a different type of closure because this closure conversation, people are automatically related to relationships,
Of
right?
course.
But sometimes you can be in jail and you lose your mom, or you can be in the hospital, or you could be on the other side of the planet and you lost somebody that matters to you, like a family member, uncle, or a brother, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a different type of closure that you got to find for yourself, right?
Yes.
That's not really like an argument and like you on the
Yes.
other side sit down. Nah, this is a person that is gone and you're never gonna get those last words back, right? So my question for you is, what did you do to deal with your loss of your dad?
It is hard. I cry my dad every day. Why? Because he died on COVID season. So it was that pandemic that you was unable to see your dad. You was not able to go to the funeral or nothing like that. So it's very hard for me. And I cry him every day. It's not a day that I don't cry that man. You know why? Because it doesn't matter he was bad or whatever he was good. I love my dad. You know, and I think the only way that I had a close closer was when he was able to do the ceremony on the ganga, that I was able to be like, you know what, I felt him, and I said, you know what, it's okay. But every day in my life, I just like, I would love that chance for me to say that I love you. I want to, like express my feeling to my dad. He knows that I love him. I was daddy
For
little
sure.
girl, but it was just like some things in life is very harsh. Doesn't matter what you go through. If you wasn't able to, I wasn't able to see my dad in a casket. I wasn't able to see my dad in a funeral home,
That's tough.
and it's hard.
Yeah.
I only got a picture of my dad when he was in the morgue, and I was like, that was my dad.
I wouldn't have even want to look at that picture.
I sent it to my brother. He said, "What the hell you doing?" But anyway, it's hard because sometimes when I cry, I'm thinking like, you know what, my dad don't want to talk to me, and just one of these days he's gonna come and gonna be like, I'm gonna apologize for whatever, but I know he's there because I got that picture from the morgue. You
Yeah.
understand?
Mhm.
But other than that, I learned how to let it go. I wrote a letter to my dad saying everything that I was feeling and everything that I want him to do in that life that he is right now. And let me tell you, I wasn't able to let go. I wasn't able to get a closer, but I was able to get let go.
Mm.
I was able to do that.
So the way that you dealt with that was you wrote out your feelings onto a piece
Yes,
of
I
paper.
did. With the help of Kevin, with Kimbo, he was he able to do the ceremony on the palo, and I was able to be like at least close, like at least
Yeah.
we was able to do like a funeral, and he helped me cope with the pain
That was beautiful.
because it's hard. Like I love my dad, and it's day that I just listen to a salsa song, and he was my teacher. I learned how to dance salsa every way because of him, and just like he gave me that love and all that caring that I haven't found nowhere. You know, I just love it.
That's
That's it.
understandable. That's
That's it.
understandable. But that's something to note down, right? Like writing out your feelings to somebody that passed away that you
Yeah.
wasn't able to
Yeah,
get those words out. Those that's beautiful. Let me say before you jump in, I think you should journal. I definitely think that journaling would be something that you should attempt to do. I think it'll benefit you.
Thank you.
Well,
I was gonna say that writing a note like, or like that burn therapy. You know what I mean? You write a note, you burn it. You said
burn up the
that
pages.
burn the pages. I think that's definitely a good exercise and helps you find closure. Some people find closure.
I personally hate journaling.
Um, I will say that I lost someone dear to me as well. I lost my godfather, and I was
Which
actually
one? Which one? Which
oh
one? We
my
gotta
oh yeah,
yeah,
my
we gotta clear
godfather
that out.
my godfather in Palo.
Guardiola, you still alive, Guardiola, you heard?
I lost my godfather in Palo. Um, and there was literally nothing I could do. There was no way I could have possibly got closure because literally, I mean, I was in jail. I was
Mm,
locked up. I was
mm.
confined. I made a call, to Haisha, and she basically told me, "Oh, your godfather passed away," and I didn't get to find closure with him, before his passing. And we had our little things or whatever. Nothing never major, but there was just there's always some sentiments, right? There's always sentiments. It's like a father with his son, or a mother with her, a daughter with her mother, and things like that. So there's always something, and then it's like you never fully get to like let out what you really needed to let out, and then it just passed. So, I remember getting this, I got this news, I'm literally confined. I mean, there was nothing I could do. They was doing a funeral, all this. I tried to get out, they didn't let me out. And that's something I had to deal with. It wasn't up until recently, when I started, doing more things with him, my rama, my house in Palo. And we actually, we played my Godfather. We do it once a year, and I was able to get my closure in that way because one thing about this religion, the beauty of it is that again, the physical dies, but the spirit doesn't.
Facts,
You
Sache.
know, So we get to actually find closure in that way
Yeah.
because we feel their presence, you know.
Mhm.
It's like we sing to them and you know, or we pray to them and we will feel that they're nearby. Like you would literally feel them, or we sometimes we even see them.
Yeah,
Sometimes they
facts.
even speak to us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And enough for those that don't understand or not, you know, don't pertain to the spirituality of the realm that we pertain to. Believe me, it is really a thing.
It's
Like you,
super real.
you
Super real.
really do. You know, I mean, I went, I got pinado, you know, in Cuba, and my godfather's spirit popped up. His muerto from Cuba popped
Mm-hmm.
up, giving
Yo,
me the blessings.
nah, facts, I check.
You know, literally, first throw of coco, boom. It was like, Yeku. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah,
what's
go.
going on here? You know, his spirit wanted wanted to let us know, I heard you. I seen what you did for me, and I heard you. So I want you to know, like, I'm here and I'm giving you that blessing.
Facts. We went ham for Bruma Bruma. That.
You know what
When
I'm
we was over,
saying?
that was fire. That was fire.
I mean, literally, I remember walking into the room and I teared up. I think almost all of us did. I think we all felt a
Oh,
sentiment.
when we were in front of Bruma Bruma.
Yeah, when we
Oh,
all
yo,
walked in, it was like a sentiment. They were like, "Yo, why?
that
Like,
vibe was crazy.
why do I feel like I'm sentimental? Like, you know, I was like
Yeah, it
tears
was
and
different.
everything. It was different,
Super.
and that's why I say like I love this for that reason because it's like we can get closure. You know, we may not get closure in the physical,
Yeah.
but on the spiritual plane, we could definitely get closure. You know, we can communicate, we can receive messages, you know, see them, whatever it is, or they'll let us know in the middle of us doing a ceremony. Oh, what's going on? There's a spirit here. There's something going on here. We got to
Mhm.
figure this out.
It's like an unlimited connection.
And that's why it's so important with us that's why we pray to our ancestors.
Yo, facts.
That's why we tie into our ancestors. We tap in, you know, we pray, we sing to them so that they're never forgotten.
Hmm.
You know, it reminds me like the movie Coco.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
I was just
saying?
gonna say
And they're
that.
like, they forgot this guy, man, and it's like, you know, he's forgetting
Yeah,
about him,
he's in
and
the
then
background with nothing. You know, he's all in the dark and stuff.
you know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer in that. Like it's so
Yeah.
important for us to actually sit here and pray to our ancestors and give them light and give them prayers and give them offerings and things because you know they need it. They need to know like you're still
Mhm.
loved. You're not here, but yes, you still exist for us. You know?
That idea alone is like a podcast in its own. I can go ham on something
Yeah,
like that.
I know. We
But
could
anyway,
go,
but continue, continue.
but you know, so I was able to get, like I said, I was able to get that closure. I was able to, you know, sit there and actually do what I needed to do, you know, on a religious level, and that helped me let go and find my closure. And
Copy.
now the beauty of it is,
It's going on this blanket.
every year, every
Mhm.
year I get to literally, you know, pray to him. Every year I get to sing to him. Every year I get, you know, I let him know like, hey, we're still here. We
Yeah.
remember you.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a big thing for me. Um, I would say like there's other people that passed away in my life that I never got to fully got closure with, and you know, again, you know, my sister, my brother, you know, these people passed away, and you know, I pray for them. I pray for them, and closure, you know, I pray to them. I talk to them. I tell them, you know, I say everything I need to say. I tell them, you know, I want to be the best version. I want to show you guys, you know, that you know, I have a lot of potential, and I'll never forget you guys, and I pray to them all the time, you know.
So let's go see. Let's go see. What is your where? Because you came up with a topic of, closer versus letting go. Where you came from that? Where you came? What? How you get that topic from?
Um, sheesh. Why you wanna know?
I just want to be nosy. I just want to be nosy.
Nah, all
I
right.
shot out here
So
digging.
boom, this is gonna be a really vulnerable moment for me or whatever. But it's because like, all right, I do it very like how do I explain this?
It's okay to cry
But
too, you know. Just saying
nah, I would I refuse to cry in front of y'all. That's
that.
for a fact.
Listen, that's fine.
But listen, it's because I move very impulsive, right? I don't know how to control my emotions, and I definitely don't know how to go about my emotions, right? Boom, whatever. Whatever. So there's things that I've done and there's ways that I've reacted that I literally like I know you're not supposed to live life with regrets that I've done that I definitely regret. There's ways that I've moved that I regret, and I'm trying to figure out how to let that go in a way where it's like can I ask for can how can I ask for forgiveness, or how can I close that door, or how can I let go of the regret that I hold? So I'm real like I question myself from time to time, like, damn, do I need to sit down and have that type of conversation to get closure, even if I don't want to close that door, or like, do I just let it go? Do I just whatever, bygones be bygones, or like, how can I live knowing that I know my decision wasn't okay or my actions wasn't okay, but I want to know, like, for me to feel like okay in life for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I need to know if the person forgives me or the person holds a grudge, or like, how does that person feel like with me? Like, how does that person feel against me, or whatever. For some reason, I'm such a I don't know what like I don't know if my heart, but for me to like live comfortably, I need to know how everybody else feels. I don't know how to live selfishly at all. Like, I need to know how you feel about me, how you feel about me, how whatever, how whoever feels about me. I need to know so I can move accordingly. But I don't think that's a healthy way of living. I
No,
don't know if living
at
selfishly
all.
is more healthy, or like, but
definitely. It's
I
not.
I literally have 0% mental peace. 0%
Well, I
at all.
start giving no crap about nothing.
But then that's the problem, because then I come off as if I don't care, but I care way too much. And then that's the
But
problem too.
you know
Either I
what it
care too
is?
much or I care too little.
You know what it is?
Whatever is
You
the
have to pick.
problem.
You have to pick what is important in your life to be able to move on. Because let me tell you,
But if you think about it, everything's important. Every decision
it
that you make
is.
in life is important.
It is. But you know
And
what?
that's that's a problem with me. I'm an overthinker. I overthink way too much.
So stop
Like,
thinking too much.
I can't, because
Stop
then if I
thinking.
don't think, I'm
Listen,
too impulsive. So
listen.
it's
Let me
like,
tell
what
you.
the hell?
Let me tell
You
you.
know, like, Jay, what's going on?
Let me tell you. Right? Life is too short. Right? And you have to live this life. You're gonna pick who you want to pick for the rest of your life to be there with, and then you know what? The rest, I don't care, because I'm gonna live my life on to the fullest. Either you like it or not, I don't care. You understand? I am gonna
I
go
get
with
it.
the flow. I'm gonna go with, you know what? My family is the one that live in my house, the one that I care, that I cook for them, and I make sure that they eat. The rest, I don't care about your opinion, your opinion, your opinion, your opinion. It's me.
Okay, I take your words into consideration, but I do not, no offense, I do not want to live like you. You know,
Okay.
I do not want to be nothing like you.
I'm a free
Why?
flow.
Because you live a life that to everyone's eyes, it's amazing, but to yourself at night, you cry. To
Yeah.
yourself at night, you wish that you would have did something different, or like, damn, I wish that this would have went this way, or if I would have
But I
felt this way,
learn. I
and all that.
learn.
Okay, but I don't
Yeah.
want to live that. I want to know if my problem is, I don't know if I'm enough. I don't know if I'm good enough, if I do enough, if I am enough within myself or within everybody else. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, y'all may not know, but I know that y'all talk down on me. Y'all talk negative of me more than y'all talk positive, right? Not just y'all,
Hmm.
but everybody in this world. And I care about that. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I don't care what other people say." Well, I do. I care.
Why you do that? Why?
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 Because for some reason, the way people portray me is the way I move. I move accordingly. Like I keep
Listen.
saying,
Listen.
if I know that you're talking crap behind my back, I am not gonna be in your face. Oh, hee hee ha ha, hi mother.
No.
Absolutely not. If I know that
I
he feels some way, that I'm bringing drama to the table, I'm always feeling some way about something, or I talk too much. Guess what? I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna
no.
keep myself away because I'm not trying to bring drama. Apparently, me expressing myself is drama. If I feel that he feels that I am emotionless and I don't care enough and I don't know how to express myself and all this stuff, guess what? I'm gonna close myself off and I'm gonna be away and I'm gonna distance myself, and then everybody feels some way, but nobody's understanding why I'm feeling that way.
I feel you. I feel that you have to just care about yourself because your reputation, what people feel about you. And you know what? I don't care what people feel about me. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Because at the end of the day, I pay my bills, I pay whatever it is,
Okay, but you
and that's
do
it.
care because at the end of the day, you cry about someone doing you wrong. You cry about, oh, this person said this about me. Oh,
Well,
you go and vent to Kevin. Oh, blah 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 blah. I'm feeling this way because this and that and da 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 da. And everybody's gonna feel some way. No matter if you portray yourself some way, you're gonna feel
that was like a
something's
couple months
hurt.
ago. That was a couple
No,
months.
I'm not
At
talking
the end
about
of the
nothing in
day,
particular.
at the end of the day, you have to do the best that you can with
Yeah,
what you got.
yeah, that's what
You
I think.
can't
Yeah,
worry about other people
yeah,
and how they feel and all
yeah.
of that, because then you're
But
gonna
everybody
you
here
know
does.
you you
But
you
everybody here
you
does.
have to, it's like that saying goes, right? As within, so without. You have to find that inner peace. You're not gonna find peace outside of you. There's not gonna be no peace. Nobody outside of you is gonna bring you peace. I want everybody to hear this. Nobody outside of you is gonna bring you peace. You have to bring yourself that peace,
Exactly.
regardless of what route it is that you got to take in order to get to that peace. Along that way you might find somebody, but it doesn't even
Exactly my
matter. you
point.
gotta you gotta you gotta be, the whole, oh, I don't know if I'm enough, I don't know if I'm this, I don't know if I'm that. That's your own, that's your own perspective on yourself. Other people's perspective on you should not matter. It doesn't matter. Everyone, you're not going to be a hero to everybody's story. This, you're going to be a villain
Yes,
to some people's stories, and you're going to be a hero to some people's story, and then you're going to
yes,
be an NPC to other people's stories.
yes.
But for your own story, you got to be your own hero. I did this because I felt like this, and this was necessary for me at the time.
But that's my point. That is exactly my point. If I'm a certain way, it affects people. Even like I could care about you, but some way for some for some reason, the way I am affects everybody. You know, your actions affect everybody here. Your actions affect everybody here. Your actions affect everybody here. How am I gonna live a life that comes off selfishly? Oh, I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my emotions. I'm worried about how I feel. I feel good. I don't care about nobody's emotion.
It's not to say to be
That
selfish
comes
all the
off
time.
very emotional, like very selfish. And I'm like very like I'm the opposite of that. I'm like selflessless. Like I don't, I could add so much less to that. I care about making you happy. I care about everybody else but myself. I need to learn how to love myself, how to care for myself, and how to make myself happy. But apparently,
Okay.
when I do that, it comes off very selfish.
But that's what it is.
No,
So
but
does
And
that
that's
that's
just
mean? Does
what's
that
just gonna
mean?
be.
Does that mean that either that person is not meant to be in my life because they're viewing it a different way, they're taking it wrong, or like what does that mean? When I'm feeling like I need to care and love for myself more than I need to care and love for others, and someone's saying, "Yo, you're being selfish," what does that mean?
You're doing a lot of outside thoughts
But what does that
outside
mean?
of you.
What does that mean? Somebody tell me right now. What does that mean?
he gonna
Listen,
tell you right now.
listen. Every human in this planet has their own song and dance that they do. If you're lucky, you find somebody else who has a similar song and dance, and y'all live life together. It's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same. Not everybody's problems are the same. Not everybody's path is the same. You find someone who's as similar as possible to yours that you can deal with, and you live life with them. And that's it. You cannot live your life based on people outside of you, because that's living on the manipulation. That's literally manipulation, letting other
But if
people
you think
outside
about
of
it,
you.
everybody's outside of you.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to think about everybody outside of you. You're supposed to think about yourself, because if what works for you
It
doesn't
comes
work for
off
everybody else,
selfish.
that doesn't matter. If what works for you doesn't work for everybody else, then everybody else got to figure out their own thing. Like, yo, this is where my happiness is at. This is where my happiness is at. You don't want
But
to be
did
in my
you know that
happiness?
being selfish is a sin?
That is,
Being
listen.
prideful,
In,
being
in
selfish,
my
being
opinion,
self-centered is a sin.
every trait, whether it be negative or positive, benefits you in some form of way. Because being selfish benefits you. It benefits you. Yo, if I only got a sandwich in my crib and you hungry, you come to my crib, I haven't ate nothing, bro, I'm sorry. I gotta eat first.
I'm not like that. Guess what? I'm gonna eat the crust. Y'all gonna eat the pizza.
Nah, that's cool, but then you're gonna be starving, and that's the problem.
I'm
Like,
gonna eat
I'm
the
not saying,
pepperoni.
What
look,
I'm saying.
listen,
My problem is
when you
that I
live in,
go home and
when
I
you,
lay in my bed and I'm starving and I'm crying and all that because I fed too much than what I receive. I give way more than I receive.
then that's what you gotta learn. When you are living in abundance, no problem, because there's a lot to go around. When you living in scarcity, you have to think about yourself first. You're the team player. You're the number one on your roster. Ain't nobody gonna worry about you more than you worry about yourself. And
That is.
that's just where it's at.
Listen,
Let me.
I understand where you're coming from, right? I understand where everybody's coming from. But at the end of the day, right? When you care about someone, when you genuinely care or whatever, your actions affect them, right? Because they
Yes.
obviously care and love about you.
Hmm.
So how can I move in a selfish way without thinking and putting your needs, your expectations, your wants, your feelings first?
Compromise.
Okay. So how can you compromise if you're down here, they're up there, and they're all thinking about their wants, their needs, and all that?
That's the wrong person.
So basically, everyone here in this table is the wrong person in my life right now.
No,
So
no.
Okay, so you're contradicting what you're saying.
I'm not contradicting what I'm saying. I just think that you have the wrong perspective because everybody has to live for themselves at the same time, live amongst each other. Like we have to take care of ourselves. I got to do what I got to do for me, for my
Absolutely.
mental,
all
right?
right.
That might bother this dude. Everything that I do for myself bothers this dude right here. This guy right here always has something to complain about what I do. And it's like, bro, all I'm doing is taking a drive. But that's he got to figure out what he feels, and I got to do for me. Like I got to be mentally fit and stable to come and deal with this nigga shit, and he got to be mentally fit and stable to deal with my shit. You feel me? Whatever he do, he do. Whatever I do, I do, and we come together and we link up
Okay,
and we make it work.
so boom, someone lives selfishly. Obviously, it affects the other person. All right, cool.
Selfishly, I don't. You got to understand about being selfish. It's not about making that a part of your identity where you're selfish all the time across the board. No, everyone should think like this. Everyone should think like this. Obviously you want to show love and you want to give. When you, like I said, when you're living in abundance, it's no problem. Love is not a currency. Love is not something I can't grab love and give it to you, right? Love is like it just comes from me. So I'm an abundance of love, energy, everything that comes out of me like naturally, that's in abundance. It's not a problem. But when we're talking about money, when we're talking about food, when we're talking about certain things that really affect me mentally and like physically, I gotta worry about myself first. I gotta worry about myself first. And that's not to say, yo, I got this mansion with 5 bedrooms. I'm gonna make you sleep in the guest room, even though my mansion is empty. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, I'm gonna make sure that my bed has all the right sheets, right? Like my favorite shit. And then, you can pick whatever other room you want. But if I got a 1 bedroom apartment, yo, my man, you sleeping on the couch. I'm not sleeping on the couch, fam. This is my room right here. I'm sleeping on the bed, and you're gonna sleep on the couch. And that's just what it is. That's not being selfish. I gotta take care of me too, bro. Because if I'm not good, we ain't gonna be good.
Yes.
If you're the only one that's good, we ain't gonna be good. Because we both gotta be good. So what works for you and what works for me? Logical people are willing to compromise and make it work. Yo, I understand what you're saying. Boom. So this is what we could both do. I bet. Yo, there's only one slice of bread. Let's cut that in half. Yo, there's only one slice of cheese. Let's cut that in half. Cool. But like sometimes it's like, yo, you more hungry than me. I I ate late last night, so I'm a little bit full. So if you want that slice of bread and that ham and you take it, that's not you being selfish. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like a give and take when it comes to selfish around the right people.
I I see all points right here, right? So I could definitely relate with Jay because I'm a person that I always think about what others think of me and my image and my reputation and how I'm perceived and all of that. So I definitely know what she's saying. I definitely can relate to that. And I also understand what you're saying because I think I've actually told you a lot of things you're saying. I think I've actually told you,
Yeah, facts.
so my whole thing is this, right? We got to find a balance.
Facts.
That's with anything, right?
Yeah.
Too much of anything is not good.
Exactly.
Period. That's the reality. That's
All
that's
across the board.
exactly. That's the rule of thumb,
Yeah.
right?
I like that.
So you need to figure out where you can find balance with the individuals in your life. For example, we all live in the same household, right?
Yes. Yes, we
We
do.
all live in the same household.
I'm gonna take a shot to what you just said because
You have to find a
Hold on, hold
balance.
on, hold on, let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
We all live in the same household. I'll give you an example.
listen,
I'm gonna twist your mind
I'm
a
not
little
the
bit.
type to beat around the bush that there's no balance in this household. I'm gonna just say that straight up. There's no balance. Absolutely. There's no balance, no 50-50, no me in the middle in this household.
Let me.
And I don't care how y'all feel, but that's exactly what is portrayed, not only with me, but everybody outside of this that personally hit me up. But there's no balance in this household.
Mm.
I want to say
And
something
it
real quick.
shows on this
So
This is a
podcast. I
little
just want y'all to
this is
know.
a little bit of a sidebar, but I just want to say this because I think that this matters. If people are willing to understand, it's a little bit psychological. So everyone has a perspective. Everyone has their own perspective, right? Everyone thinks that their perspective is based on reality, but it is not. Your perspective is based on reality, based on how you
you
see
see
it.
it, yeah, of course. It's all
You feel me?
optics.
Exactly. It's all
Absolutely,
optics.
That is true.
So something where you might see a problem, I might see a solution, right? Something that you see
exactly.
is that there's nothing there, I might see opportunity.
Yes.
You feel me? So just because you feel, you know, that something is a certain way, it doesn't mean that you're right. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're incorrect with what you see, but it's like there might be more
Yeah.
behind the scenes. There might be more to the to what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes when anybody in general, when you're looking at something or you're seeing a problem or you're seeing a person or you're just looking down the block or whatever, just realize that what you see and what you think is happening could be wrong.
Yeah, you're saying that. Why is it that everybody always says, "Oh, it could be more than what you're seeing, or it could be more than what it is"? What if it's less than what it is? What if it's not a big deal? What if it's nothing?
That still changes the perspective
What
of
if
what you
you're
have
just
on it.
overthinking, overseeing, over feeling, over everything?
But that's what we're saying. It's a
Then what?
matter of optics because again, you're living in your reality and what you think it is, and people are living. They're basically stating what they're seeing based off of what they see, but not really being in it. If you would just communicate a little bit more, then it may be a little different.
Mhm.
Now,
Okay.
granted, everybody, and let's be real. Everybody in this household can't communicate a certain way. Certain
Yeah.
people
Absolutely.
can't talk to each other. Certain people can't say certain things, etc. But if you know you can talk to this person, find a way to mediate.
Mhm.
What
Why
if
don't
you
we?
can't talk to nobody?
What do we try to mediate?
But what
I
if
personally feel
you
that
can't
there's
talk to nobody?
that's not true. I can't say you can't not talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's bring it to a scenario. Let's say I talk to you. I know for a fact you're gonna talk to her. That's your person. That's who you confide in. There's no way that you're just gonna take so much in and there's nothing being let out.
See, you're wrong
No,
then.
oh, no, yeah, no,
I'm telling
yeah.
you, with me,
So you're
you're
just gonna
wrong.
hold everything.
With
Yes.
me,
Yes, very
I've
communion. Yeah.
held secrets from my enemies to this day.
I'm not
Yes.
talking about secrets.
But
Uh,
I'm telling you, what we discuss and we're venting, I'm not gonna tell all the details. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sit here and spill out certain things.
So how are you supposed
If
to give?
if, for example,
Mhm.
if I see if I'm hearing, let's say, her side, and I'm hearing your side, and then I'm like, wait a minute, they're literally just they're saying the same thing
they're different.
but different. They're just not like because it's just y'all just not able to
Different
like
perspectives.
communicate it. But I see this literally y'all both had the same sentiments. You know, y'all both, for example, y'all both are saying this is a stapler. No, it's not. It's something that binds paper together.
Facts.
It's a freaking stapler.
It's the same.
Then at that point, my job, because you came and you vented to me, she came and she vented to me. I need to find a way where I can have you see her perspective and her see your perspective. And I don't have to sit here and go into the details. I just need to try to find an understanding where you guys can kind of understand one another,
It's called a
so we
paradigm
can
shift.
move forward. Because if we sit here and just dwell on the negative and dwell on, well, this ain't right and this is supposed to be like this and this ain't happening, we're never gonna get anywhere because someone has to bow down for a moment to move forward.
Mm.
If we're all just,
Gosh,
Yeah,
we're
like I'm
never gonna
right,
get
I'm right,
So
anywhere.
you're
I'm right.
telling me you've never reached out to someone else about another person's situation to give the best advice possible. How can you give some good advice if you're not taking everybody's perspective in? How do
Experience.
you know that your advice is good? If you're not listening to everybody else's point of view, perspective, or whatever background, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but I am. That's what I'm saying.
How? You're telling me that you don't go to nobody else. So let's
No,
say
no,
you
no, no.
you go ahead and you tell me, yo, I don't know about to do. This person did this to me, and this, that, and the third, and blah 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 blah. You're telling me that you're not the type to go and ask somebody else, like, yo, what would you do if this person did this, and how would you go about it? I'm just curious.
No, I said that I don't go with the details,
But I'm not talking about details.
but I
I'm talking
can.
about the simple fact that everyone goes to somebody else about somebody else's business.
If they
Yeah, but
stump,
I mean, again, you may go to someone else to get a little perspective on a situation. Yeah,
So then I
absolutely.
can never trust
what's the
nobody.
word? What's the word? What's
But we're
that?
not
Wait,
talking about
Who
details.
said I want
What's
you
I'm
to
not
go to
gonna sit
somebody else
here.
about my
I'm not
my
what's
gonna
the
business?
sit here and say, "Hey, yo, Lou, yo, Jay is crying right now." Just give me an example.
yeah,
Jay's
yeah, yeah.
crying right now. What the hell do you need to know that Jay's crying?
No, no, I get it.
I don't have to tell you that Jay's crying. I can say, "Yo, I have X, Y, and Z." Who's kind of going through a little bit of a down right now, and I'm trying to find a way of lifting them up. You got any ideas I could try to possibly lift someone up
I,
that's going through a little
But
bit of
who
I
said
depression?
that
got
I'm
two good
okay?
quotes.
But who said I'm okay with that?
I got two good
But
quotes.
what I'm saying is I'm not talking about you.
So
Nobody
what?
knows who I'm talking
I
about.
got two
So
good
what? But
quotes,
who
real
said
quick.
I'm okay with that?
Check this out. I got two good
I
I
mean,
quotes.
want to
you,
know what you think, what you feel, how you like. I want to know you. I'm asking you. I'm talking to you. I'm confiding in you.
if
I
you
don't care what he says.
no, if you talk to me, you're gonna get me. You're gonna get my opinion off rip. If we're having a conversation at the moment, you're gonna get my perspective. I'm not gonna go back to talk to someone to try to give you a perspective. I'm gonna tell you what I see from that moment, from that conversation. Yo, I feel that this person. You know what? You're right. You're right. I feel like this person is wrong based off of the conversation I'm having with you. But I don't know what's going on. I'm just going off of what you're telling me. So we're flowing. We're having a conversation, and I'm gonna tell you personally what I feel from the details that I have in front of me. But at the same token, I'm gonna try to find a common ground, or maybe see, maybe it could be, maybe it's not necessarily that. Again, all this is circumstantial because
Yeah.
it depends what kind of conversation, who it's with, and there's a lot of variables to come into play with all of this. But if you're gonna tell me the details, yo, this stapler is 6 inches long and two inches, high. Okay, so I'm gonna be like, yo, you know what? You're right. This
Yeah.
is 6 inches long and
Let me
2 inches
just say how ugly
right.
Nathaniel looks when he cries in his sleep.
It's a little bit hilarious. It's a little bit funny. I got some thoughts on this. Let me say this real quick, right? So two quotes. One is corazón que no ve, corazón que no siente, right? That's how ¿cómo se llama?
Yeah.
Gail. Corazón que no ve, corazón que no siente, ¿verdad? Así que va. Así que se dice. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that that's how you say it. The other one is ignorance is bliss, right?
I've heard that.
If you understand ignorance is bliss, is basically the less you know, the happier you
the
are.
happier you are, yeah.
So when you express yourself to someone, you're risking, obviously, you're risking them running their mouth and talking to somebody, which, let's be real, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to go and they're going to go talk to somebody.
Yeah, most people
But
do.
the point that you should be concerned with is making sure that that information of them talking to somebody about your stuff doesn't come back to you.
Yeah.
Because that's the only,
Absolutely.
like, because, if you're worried about what you tell somebody going, like, and somebody, first of all, if you're worried about what you're telling somebody and them going and telling somebody else, that's the wrong person to talk to. Off the top, you should only talk to somebody that you're comfortable with, and even the person that you're comfortable with is probably gonna go and run their mouth. Not like to everybody, but they, just like everyone has someone that they can confide in.
Yeah.
That person that you're confiding in has someone that
That
they
they
confide
confide
in.
in,
So that
absolutely.
so when they confide in them about your stuff, you should be hopeful, at least, that doesn't come back around, where it's like, oh damn, I spoke to you and this other person told me this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that like I said, ignorance is bliss, y corazón que no ve, corazón que no siente.
No,
So what if
I
you don't
agree with that.
confide in nobody?
But that's what we're saying. I mean, everybody has to confide in somebody,
There's gotta be somebody.
My
somehow,
question
not
is,
everything, but like
what
something.
if you don't confide in nobody?
If
They're
you don't
not-
confide in nobody, right? Let's I'm gonna bring this back. If you don't confide in nobody, now we're talking about closure versus letting go, right? Because when you let go, you can let go without closure. You need the closure to let go, right? If you don't confide in
not
nobody,
once have y'all asked me about that, right? It's my topic, and not once nobody asked me about that.
we've all kind of been rambling, to be honest. But
Yeah, but I just want to make that clear.
we've
Not
been
once.
we've been all over the place.
You
I mean,
said your view. You said your view. She said her view, but not once somebody said.
so then, what is your view on closure versus letting go?
Nah, I just want to know. What if you don't confide in nobody?
So then you don't have a view on closure versus letting go.
What if you don't confide in nobody?
If you don't confine in nobody, then it is up to you to come up with the answer that is the best logical answer in order for you to hold on to move on.
So basically, someone who can't confide in nobody obviously needs somebody to give them some type of guidance, some type of point of view or perspective or whatever. They're just in the air.
I mean, you have
If
to
you
be
think
willing
about
to
it,
Yeah.
take a
they're
risk.
just in the air, don't know, they're indecisive about everything. They don't know what to do or how to go about things. They really don't have no common ground.
Let me say this, right?
How can you understand somebody who has no common ground?
You got to be okay with failing forward. That is an entrepreneurship terminology where you fail forward. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to be wrong and to confide in the wrong person and do the wrong thing. Like, because then you're never gonna move. You pick somebody that you feel that you can confide in. You confide in them, and if they prove you wrong, then you gotta find the next
Yeah,
person.
you
It's not
find
to
the
say
next
that
one.
you.
Yeah.
It's not to say that you talk to everybody, but it's just this. You take a shot because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know what comes with tomorrow. You don't know what a conversation could spark today and bring you tomorrow. You feel me? You can't feel like everybody outside of you is an enemy because that's not the case, man. There's too many people in the world to literally not have a friend, literally not have somebody to confide in. Maybe they're not in the United States. Maybe there's somebody outside of the United States. But like, there's somebody out there that you can confide in. You just got to be willing to take that chance. That's the same thing with everything. You got to be willing to risk everything, financially, emotionally, with expressing yourself. You got to be willing to take a risk.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. I mean, a good rule of thumb for me, right? Like, I don't really open up to pretty much no one for the most part, right? I have to see you have to show me a vulnerable side for you to possibly get a vulnerable side out of me. I think that's a good rule of thumb. If you show me a vulnerable side, some sort of vulnerability, then I go, okay, I can be a little vulnerable with this individual too because I've seen something. I've seen a vulnerable part of them. You know what I mean? So it's like if they showed that to me, I'm not saying I got to give them everything, but I could give maybe a
Some,
piece of something that I'm dealing with. Out of the 10 things I'm dealing with, maybe I could give them one.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how I feel about that, right? Like, I'm more of the type to be vulnerable to see how you react, right? Because once you get past the fear of being vulnerable with somebody, right, you'll start to understand that not everybody that you're vulnerable with has the right intentions. But even the ones that do have the right intentions don't mean that those intentions are good for you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I could talk to you about a lot of stuff, but there's also a lot of stuff that I can't talk to you about. But that doesn't mean that I can't be vulnerable with you.
Yeah.
I just gotta know what I can talk to you about. So that doesn't make
Absolutely.
you a wrong person to talk to. You feel me? It's just like, all right, with Kimba, I could talk about XYZ. But ABC,
Yeah. So yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta go over there.
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I got certain situations or whatever, right? And it's like especially when in the religion, for example, it's like I can't talk to too many people, right? Because people like to gossip. People like to sit here and change words around and say certain things. So I may come and talk to someone in the religion off of something totally not in the religion. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Yeah,
just that aspect of my life.
yeah.
And then I might have a coworker. You know what I mean? Just like a coworker that literally doesn't know anybody
Nothing
that I
about your
know. They
life,
don't know
facts.
nothing about me or anyone I know,
And they're the
and then
perfect person to
and then a
talk to.
perfect person to talk to about the religion aspect.
Yeah, facts.
I literally used to do that. Like I used to work in the manufacturing. I had a good friend of mine who was a Muslim, and that's where I learned that like a lot of like the culture and their things and how his perspective and real real wise man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was the one that gave me the quote. He's like, "You rather be a wise man or a smart man?"
Mm.
He's like, "What's the difference?" I said, "Well, the wise man learned through the experiences.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
smart man listened to the wise man, so you didn't have to go through that." You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And
Yeah.
I always said, I want to be the smart man then.
Yeah.
If you went through it and you went through the heartache, you can tell me this is your experience, this is what you went through, and it makes sense, and it's adding up, and 1 plus 1 is 2. I'm gonna run with that.
That's what, living vicariously through somebody to learn through their experiences.
But yeah, do know that 1 plus 1 equals 2 in your story, but it could equal 4 in mine.
That don't make it
Um,
wrong.
yeah, I mean,
That don't
again,
make it right.
But that's up to you to make it right.
Again,
Everybody got to figure out their own puzzles.
Someone could give me 101 advice, but that doesn't mean that that advice is suitable for my life.
yeah, but that's
I'm
why.
gonna take, action, but I'm not gonna live by it.
What's that thing that they say? They say it in Palo, but you gotta listen to a dog, then an old man, and
Tú
all
tienes
that.
que ir al consejo de un perro o hasta un niño. You have to
Yeah,
live, you have to listen to the advice
advice
from a
of
dog
dog
or a
and
child. You know
yeah.
why? Because
I
you
feel
might be
like
walking and the dog is barking in the corner, telling you to go the other way because something's
Facts.
going down.
Mhm.
I feel like you, not to go against civilism, but I feel like you can't listen to everybody. You could take it into consideration. I'll take it into consideration
That's the
advice
point.
from a dog, from a child, from whoever.
Mhm.
But just because y'all said that does not mean that it's suitable for my life. I'm not gonna listen to you 100%. I'm not gonna go because because you drank coffee, your day was better and you was energized. Da, 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 da. That doesn't mean I'm gonna drink coffee every day of my life. Who knows if coffee makes me sleepy? Who knows if that coffee is gonna give me diarrhea and I can't even make it to work? That's the downfall of my day. Like, I'm gonna take into consideration. All right, let me sip that coffee. Let me see. All right, it's not suitable for me. Let me try something else.
But there you go. You just said it. Let me sip
Mhm.
that coffee. Let me
Yeah,
try
and
it. You know
see
what? I'm gonna
and
see.
see if
Nah, it
it
didn't work
works.
for me. And
Exactly.
you move on to the next
To the
thing.
next cup of coffee.
I mean, that's
That's
at the end
life.
of the day, exactly. That's
That's
life.
literally life.
You know what I'm saying? I could give you a million and one advices, and you're right. All my advices may not really work for you
Have y'all
because
You're
ever
gonna kiss a lot of frogs before you
have y'all
get your prince.
have
you
y'all
know.
ever
And
gave
same thing in
advice
advice.
and like sat back and say like, damn, I just contradicted everything I stood by.
A lot of times because that's the advice
Y'all
that that
sound
person needs.
hypocrites. They sound
But that's
Sometimes,
nah.
sometimes.
Let me explain. Let me explain. You can't give biased advice.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need to give unbiased advice. So
absolutely.
sometimes being unbiased means you're gonna be a
A
hypocrite.
little bit, yeah. You're gonna be a little bit of a
Cause something that
hypocrite.
Hey
doesn't work
yo,
for me works for you. So I
hey
gotta be
yo,
a hypocrite to give you
based
good
off
advice.
my thought, I gotta watch out for y'all. I can't be over here around hypocritical people. Yo, I can't be around y'all. That's
Nah,
it.
nah,
I'm
nah,
about
nah.
to end this
We're
live
talking
right now.
about advice
Nah, I'm
We're
though.
playing.
talking
We're
about
talking about
advice.
No, no,
advice.
no, I'm playing.
Hypocrite is different.
Yeah, facts. We talking about if you come to me, if anybody's to come to me and ask me for advice, I'm gonna give you advice as best as I
I don't
can,
know, Lou.
unbiased, right? Like if you ask, if I don't like peanuts, right? I don't like peanuts. And then you say, yo, I'm gonna make this and I'm gonna add peanuts. What you think? I'm obviously gonna say, yo, I don't really like peanuts. But that's bias.
Yeah,
Maybe the
yeah,
peanuts will make that fucking
I don't
cake
know.
better or whatever you making. You
yeah,
feel
yeah,
me? So I'm
yeah.
gonna tell
Be
you
I
that,
like,
don't
you
yo,
know
know.
what?
you
On
know,
a
Put peanuts
personal
in it.
level,
It's gonna give you that protein.
yeah,
on
yeah,
a
You're
yeah.
right.
personal
You
level,
need
I
that.
can't ask Lou for advice. Because for some reason, his heart is so big that he's going to take everybody's feelings into consideration. And his advice might be a little bit biased. A little bit. Right? Same with you. I can't ask you for advice. Because for some reason, what I say and what I ask you about, you're going to take a little bit of somebody's feelings into consideration. I
I
for
only take
sure, I for sure cannot ask Haicha for advice.
I only
She's gonna
take
take into her own matters, her own feelings into consideration.
I
She's gonna
only
be like, "That's not okay with me." So I'm not even about to,
I only take into consideration the feelings of the people that matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but
For
whoever matters
example,
to you may not matter to
no, no,
me.
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no.
saying. Like,
That's
how can
bias.
you? Who am I? Yo, I swear to God, I'm about to, like, I'm 27. I cannot confide in nobody, and I'm seeking for one friend that I could. Yo, let's go out to eat, and let me just talk to you. Let me just vent. Yo, let's go out to do this or do that. I
But you're
literally have nobody to do that with,
but you're
right?
afraid of them running and talking to other people. Like you don't
Forget
take a
that. You
chance
could
on
talk
that.
to the whole world. It's the consistency of making me feel like I'm okay to talk to you. One day I could feel okay to talk to you, but the next day I don't feel okay. That right there already makes me block off. Maybe makes me like not. I'm not gonna say like regret that I spoke to you, but like, damn, I kind of like I should have never spoke to you because I'm already seeing your colors. Like, there's not one person on this earth. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, but there's not one person on this earth that I can call and say, "Yo, I need to let something off my chest. Let's go do this." You don't have to pay. I'm gonna pay because I'm the one who's in need. But there's not one person on this earth that says that I can say like, "Let's go do this" because I need it.
Let
Not
me
one person. I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah, but
know.
that
let me say
again,
this.
that's
Let me say one thing.
go ahead, go ahead.
If I have a major mental issue, like a problem that I've been dealing with for however long. It's really bothered me. And talking to you helps me get through that and past that. And you go and you tell everybody about my problem. To be honest with you, I don't care. Everybody knows about my problem. Cool. Everybody knows about my problem. At the end of the day, my point was to get through that
Through that
problem,
problem,
and
yeah.
I got through that problem. That was my whole purpose.
What if you didn't?
And that's where
If you didn't, then you got to find somebody else to talk to.
and
So now
that's
you're going to everybody, spilling and spilling and spilling and spilling, and nobody's giving you some type of good advice to go about things.
But
I-
that's you know
I'm
that's a
not-
very
Realistically
that's not realistic though, because that's a very
Realistically
pessimistic
speaking,
that's a
though.
very pessimistic way of seeing things. You're insinuating and assuming that everyone that you will ever talk to from today moving forward is going to spill the
Yeah,
beans on
but
you.
realistically speaking, like I'm a realistic person. Not everybody has this. Not everybody. Like, how do I say this? Not everybody has the best interest in you. There's a lot more people who want to see you do at your lowest more than people that want to see you at your highest. There's no way in hell that I can distinguish me personally. I can't distinguish who wants to see me flourish and who wants to see me drown. I cannot, because everybody has the same I don't know, like hidden agenda. Like like you want the same and you want the greatest interest in me, but he wants the worst interest in me. But so, for some reason y'all coming off like y'all moving the same.
That's for you
I,
to pay
I,
attention to and
you know,
differentiate.
I'll be honest
Like
with you, Jay. I personally feel that again, this is you just kind of being more in your own head a little bit. You know, like you're feeling a certain way because maybe it's like just PTSD or whatever it is. I don't know. You know what I mean?
chill, because I am diagnosed with PTSD.
But I'm no, but
It's
I'm
on
just saying,
paper.
like you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna get a little vulnerable right now, which I normally don't really do. So I when I came into this religion, you know what I mean, I was going through a tough time. You know, I had a serious like major breakup, you know, um, my ex-wife and all of this stuff. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I was drinking. I didn't have direction. I didn't know what to do. I was just, the only thing I knew that I liked, right? And I literally wandered just like, I don't know what to do. I didn't know this, that, whatever, to a reading. My ex-wife, who she actually used to get attended by a godfather. Check this out. That's how I met Ballerino. Because she used to get attended with Ballerino. Ballerino gives her a reading, and in that reading, whatever he said to her basically like messed up our relationship. Not it's not completely his fault, but I'm saying like basically she came out of that reading and we got into an argument. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, when I was lost and I was just like, yo, I don't know what to do and I didn't know where to go and whatever, what did I do? I ended up going to that botanica where not my problems didn't start from there, but I know like there was a little bit of an issue because of that. And I said, you know what? If there's anything, maybe the same person that kind of gave me some, troubles in my life, maybe they'll be able to help me fix them.
Yo,
Right?
facts.
Because mentally, I was like, maybe they did brujeria on me. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to the botanica. I got a reading.
Yo, just for the record, I feel like somebody did brujeria to my love life. I just want to say that somebody did brujeria to my love life, bro. I don't know what it is, but f you. You heard? F you.
So I went back. Right? I got a reading. This man, to this day, no one has ever read me like yeah, he's read me, and I mean things that not even my ex-wife knew. All right. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. That's what even more piqued my interest and wanted me like to be more around, the botanica. Long story short, I went through all the things that I went through. Like I said, I went back to the same place where I had suspicions that they probably did brujeria to me here. Okay? Just so you can see my mindset. But my mindset was if they did it, they can fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I was thinking. So logically, If you feel someone did brujeria to you, would you go to that person?
No.
Exactly. But I did. And let me
Sometimes
tell you
sometimes
something.
your enemy could be your friend.
It was the best decision that I made to this point.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna be very honest, not because of my godfather, nothing. It was literally the best decision I made because behind this and behind him, I found my path and I found my purpose. And it's to be here, to be in this religion, and to try to help people the best of my abilities that I can. And I don't regret it. So that's why I want you to like take that story for a moment because you're worried and you're saying like, well, I feel like people are biased. He was 100. He could have 100% been biased
Yeah.
because let's just say he did do brujeria to me. He had a picture of me. He probably knew certain things about my life.
Yeah.
So I went to that biased individual, and guess what? I got my problems fixed though. I did get my problems fixed. Am I 100%? Absolutely not. But am I better
A
than
lot
when I
better.
showed up there? Absolutely 100%, 120%.
Yeah.
I am better.
I kind of want to go off topic a little bit, if y'all okay with it.
Yeah.
Yo,
Why
how the hell
not?
can you break a soul tie?
A soul tie?
Yeah.
You mean like an amarre?
Like you
Oh,
know, a
like
soul
Wiccan
tie
shit.
is like no matter that if they did you wrong, right? No matter how wrong they did you or whatever, for some reason you can't get them out your mind. You can't go and live your life without thinking about them or like how can this affect them or how would it affect them or like for some reason they control your emotions, your thoughts, your decisions. How can you break a soul tie? Because it can be the most unhealthiest attachment you have in your life.
Listen, continue on my vulnerable moment. That's what I had with my ex-wife.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, that sounds like a soul tie.
She cheated on me. She aborted a baby on me. And she literally mentally destroyed me. And again, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Like I said, I went to the botanica and that's where I was able to find a purpose. You know, for many years, even after, I still thought about her. I still thought about like, does she got any more kids? Is she all right? Like,
That's a soul tie.
what if we could possibly get back together?
That's literally a soul tie, and it's so unhealthy.
But that's what I'm saying. I can relate. I know because I lived it. I've been there. I'm telling you, this is a vulnerable point in my life. This is something I really don't like to discuss, and I'm doing it here because again, I feel like this is a healthy environment for all of us, and we kind of just start letting it out. Me and Heisha just started talking about this. She didn't know about this. We recently just started talking about this, and I like started expressing because I think after so many years, I'm finally like, okay, I need to like get over this. Like this was like my dark hidden secret. You know what I'm saying? Like that skeleton in the closet was this,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I need to let this the skeleton out because like I want to move on with my life. I
I,
want to be happy.
I'm at a stage in my life where I'm like to my skeletons, like, don't start pouring out. Like one comes off and I'm throwing it back in, like chill, like And I'm kind of like tired. It's getting exhausting of trying to hold and bury them skeletons.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we talking like what 13 plus years now. I would say
That's crazy.
that I've been holding this, and up until recently, I'm starting to let it out because I'm like, I can't keep living my life like just living because that's how I felt like I've lived my life. My only real joy was like, all right, finding joy that I'm actually sitting here helping people and stuff like that. Like even my relationship stagnant, and it was like one moment, we're good, and then the next moment we're not, and so it's like now recently it's like I'm trying to change. Like I'm trying to find another avenue. I'm trying to find like a different version of me without changing me too much. You know what I'm saying? At least
Hmm.
in relationship wise.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah,
that.
evolving.
I definitely felt that.
And like again, it took a long time, Jay. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, bro. It took time. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's just trauma and things that you like sitting and you're like,
Yo,
I
I'm glad.
can't let it out. I don't want to
I'm
let it
like,
out because if I let it out, I feel like I'm accepting it and I feel like I'm going back into the hole.
yeah, no, no, no.
That's the problem right
I'm
there.
actually glad to hear that, right? Because I'm gonna go a little personal, but like, I feel like I was destroyed.
Oh
Damn
yeah,
well,
yeah.
like I was destroyed to a point where I lost myself, right? And like, I realized after a while of like self reflection and evaluating and like, let me just look from the outside in into my life. I realized that I was so destroyed, right? And I explained my pain, my hurt, and everything I went through to somebody. And that same person that I explained everything to used my pain and did the exact same thing to me. Like I gave them like the blueprint of how to hurt me. And I realized that that person ended up being the person I was so tied to. I gave you everything I had. I gave you the little left of me. I trusted you. I explained everything in my hurt to you, and you used that against me. You literally knew exactly what to do, what to say, how to do it, when to do it, to let me like to just basically destroy me again. It was like as if you had a scab and they peeled it off and you started bleeding again, right? So at that moment, right, metaphorically speaking, I was bleeding again. And I realized, like, damn, this person is definitely a soul tie. Like, they just did the same thing to me. And for some reason, everything I do, I put them first. Why? How the hell can I let them go? How the hell can I release that? Because I'm realizing that that person is who's affecting every decision of me. I literally, right? I literally did something, reacted a certain way towards someone I genuinely care and love for. And when I went back and I reflected, it was like, yo, the way I viewed them, it was as if they were this person. I know they weren't that person, but what they did was the trigger and the cherry on top that I wish they were person A. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
I wish I did this to them. Like my fault. I'm sorry that I did it to you, but mentally I was elsewhere. You know what I mean? And that's when I
Yeah.
realized, like, damn, yo, I have the most unhealthiest soul tie, and I wish I can let it go. And I swear to God, I'm gonna do an egg ball. I'm gonna do an egg ball tonight. Nigga. Like, I swear to God, I'm burning my clothes and I'm burning everything that that person gave me, and I'm burning it all. Y'all might see that I'm crazy outside doing something, but I swear to God, that's in that bonus in my thought to do that, and I'm gonna do it because I want to let go. And I came today like vulnerably asking like what's the difference between closure and letting go? Because there are certain conversations that I want to have, but I'm a little scared to have. Like I don't know if that person wants to talk to me. Like I don't know if that person want to hear it. I don't know if that person already caught their closure and already let it go and whatever it's moving forward or whatever. Like you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, do I try or do I like, you know, not let it affect my pride?
I mean, I feel like we have to never let our pride kind of get in the way. Like it's the hardest
It's also a
thing,
sin.
you
Pride is a
know.
sin.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's the hardest thing. But sometimes, like we need to just, like I said, sometimes one person has to kind of bow down a little bit so that way we can move forward. You know what I mean? And even if it's just a, let me bow down to have this conversation, and if even if things don't work out, but at least I can let that go and I can get my
Exactly.
closure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here for, right? Is that so I think that sometimes we gotta, you know what, I'm gonna bow down a little bit and I'm gonna be vulnerable and I'm gonna like just be a little past and let me just let out what I need to let out because I need to let this out because I can't let this shit eat me up. I can't sit here, look at you, think about you, dream with you, and let it eat me up. So I just need to let that out. So so like I said, so those built up resentment or that built up those built up feelings or those unresolved issues, like just marinate and replay and replay and replay because I'm telling you, I live it. I know what it is. And like I said, it's recently like now I'm like, you know what? Like I need to let these skeletons out of this closet, and I need to really start working through it. That's where like therapy and stuff comes in because like, I had my little trip to Seafield, like I told you guys,
Yeah,
and
I want to go over there.
she literally like
Facts.
she said like three words to me, and I started crying like a baby. You know what I'm saying? It was like
Yeah.
just because she said those three words, I'm like, what do you mean?
Nah,
You know?
I swear. I swear. Yeah, I know how that feels.
And it's like, so, like I'm taking all these things, and it's like, you get to a point in your life and you're just like, yo, when is enough enough? Like, let's be real. Like, if you're just gonna hurt me, fuck it, just hurt me. I'm sorry for the cursing.
Yo,
It's
that's
like,
Nah,
how I live
right.
my life.
like you know what I'm saying? It's just
do
like
it. Go
I'm like
ahead.
I'm like so I got to a point. I'm like, you know what? Like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna hope for the best,
For,
and that's it.
listen, first of all, pride is a sin. If you're in a situation where you like, oh, I can't, I can't. That's your pride. You should maybe self-analyze yourself and analyze the situation because
Yeah, of course.
pride is a sin for a reason. So sometimes you gotta swallow that pride. You never know. It's not to say that you're always gonna swallow your pride for good. You're not gonna always make the right moves. You're gonna make mistakes in life. That's just
Has
what
to
it is.
happen.
It has to happen. You cannot be afraid of making mistakes. It it's bound to happen. You had mentioned something about not letting go and not wanting to go back. You got to do that in order to process those emotions, to let that
Yeah,
shit all out.
yeah,
All those skeletons in your closet, like you got to get them shits out of your closet so that they don't haunt you, because that's what that is. That shit is haunting you.
absolutely.
That shit is what's
Goddamn,
holding
I'm
you back.
haunted. I'm being haunted
I
every
don't
day.
I don't know about soul ties. That I don't know about soul ties. I've heard of like karmic contracts and all of that, but I've never heard of no soul ties. Me personally, it just sounds a lot like processing and sitting with your emotions. Everybody goes through it differently. Some are longer than others. Some might take months, years. I don't know. I just know that you can't be afraid of thinking about something or reliving a situation and feeling those feelings again, because that's what your body requires.
Yeah,
It requires you to go through that, feel that, and learn from that. And eventually, it's like everything else. You're gonna be like, I'm kind of tired of these thoughts. That's when you know that you're done with it, because it's like, all right, cool. I'm putting these, like, I
yeah.
already learned my lesson here.
I
So at that point, is that your closure or is that just letting it go?
So spinning it back around, right? Took like 45 minutes. So closure and letting go, like, right. So like in my opinion, like I said before, I've been through a lot of situations where I had to find my closure by myself. It was impossible to
But
speak
what
to the
if that
person.
closure that you found for yourself is not the proper closure?
That's not no, no. Okay, let me stick to the closure part. Then let me stick to the letting go part. All right, skip everything I was gonna say. When you when the other party involved in your drama doesn't want to be in, like, have that closure conversation, then it is up to you to find a logical answer that you can hold on to that will allow you to let that go. It doesn't matter how stupid it sounds. It doesn't matter if anybody else agrees with you or not. It's what works for you. What works for you doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. What works for him doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. It's what works for me. If I could say something like, you know what? That person ghosted me. It was probably because they had bad hair. That's what works for me.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. You guys are laughing, right? But
Nah, yeah,
the
yeah,
point is, that's what works for me in order to be able to let it go. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but my point is, it is up to you to find that answer for yourself. And that's actually the beauty of it, because even if you find the answer for yourself, like you said, that the closure is not what works, maybe the conversation with the person that gives you the closure won't make sense. And it's like, bro, in my mind, you were way smarter in my head than you are right now. Like, the way you're expressing yourself is ridiculous. I'm actually upset that I'm even wasting my time with this fucking bullshit closure. Like, I was better off by myself in my fucking room. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, again, if the person doesn't want to sit down and talk with you, if you want to go and be the person to try to talk, then you go ahead and you do that. You do whatever works for you in order to find your peace. You cannot allow pride and all these other things to get in the way of your peace. Whatever you need, and only you can find that out for yourself. People can navigate you there, but only you can make yourself. Only you can reach what will be your peace, right? So once you
Absolutely.
find out what your peace is and what you got to do to achieve that, then you take the steps necessary to do that. Hey, I want to have this conversation with you. Fuck off, fuck out of here. I ain't fucking with you. All right, cool. I'm gonna go to my room and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna think about what it is that happened, right? overthink or overanalyze whatever you feel. I personally feel like overthinking is a gift and a curse because you could look at the details better. Overthinking has done a lot for me. I love it. Anyway, um, and you sit there and you analyze the whole thing and you answer like, okay, so this person, from my perspective, this is the most logical reason why they did this. This is the most logical reason why they reacted this way, and this is the most logical reason why they don't want to have this conversation. That's your answer. Now, every time you think about it, that's your answer. Feel me? So you could be chilling, thinking about this person. Damn, man, this fucking XYZ. XYZ, that's my answer.
Yeah.
The next day, yo, damn, this XYZ. This is what works for me. And eventually in time it's gonna disappear. And that's what it is. But I feel like there's beauty in that because it's like literally you, like I said, you're not in control of nobody outside of you. You're not in control of how people react or feel or anything, if they care or not. All of that shit doesn't matter. What matters is you, how you feel, how you care, what's gonna help you boost you up to the next level of being a better person. And that's peace. Find your peace, get your peace. And however you get there, you get there. It doesn't really matter as long as you get there. And that's it, man. You gotta find the answer for yourself.
Absolutely.
Even if it's the wrong answer.
Even if it's the wrong answer, you're not gonna. This is the thing about the answer. You can't think about if it's you by
At that
yourself.
point, it's not an answer.
If it's you by yourself getting the
That's
closure,
true.
if
At
it's
that
you
point,
by
it's not an
yourself,
answer.
if it's you by yourself getting the closure, it ain't no right or no wrong. It's only right because it works for you.
It's not an answer. It's an explanation that you created and you just put on yourself. Like, all right, this happened because of this, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. That's not an answer. An answer is right.
But whatever you want to title it, an answer, an
I don't know.
explanation,
I go to
it's whatever.
school. They
It's
told
whatever.
me I could say that, yo, this mean this, and that, but they gonna tell me no because that's not the answer. That is not right.
But that's what
It's
I'm
just an
saying.
explanation you created on yourself on your
There is
own.
there is no correct answer to every situation because if that was the case, then we would all know how to deal with each other, right? Every human is different. Every human has different feelings, has a
That's
different
true.
perspective. Some people just don't want to fuck with you just because. Some people want to play games with you just because there is no explanation.
Yo,
There is no
we
explanation.
got a
Yeah.
couple of those. We
You
got a
feel
couple
me?
of those.
Yo,
We
they
just,
do
Yo,
things. They do things and
I felt that.
it don't make no sense.
For their
So
own
it's like
personal benefits. It could be for their own self satisfaction, their own fulfilling ways, their whatever it is.
so instead of me trying to figure you out 100%, where I'm like, nah, this is the right answer. Nah, it's not about figuring you out because you obviously don't give a fuck about me, right? I can't focus on you. I gotta focus on me because that's the
But
only thing that I
what
have in
if,
control of myself.
right? That's the problem. I'm such an overthinker. I think way too much.
You just gotta
I think,
overthink about yourself.
right? But what if, like, I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what's in your mind. I
That's
want
what
to
will
know.
drive you crazy.
that's there. There you
And
go.
that's what drives me
That is.
crazy.
That's
That's
what
what
that
you
is
gotta
gonna
let
drive you
go.
crazy.
Like,
Because
dude, I want to have conversations with so many people. I'm just afraid of how the conversation will go.
Check this out. Some people don't even know how to express themselves.
That's
yeah.
me.
You could be looking for an answer and they don't even the person that you're looking for an answer from could not even they don't even know the answer themselves.
That's me.
So how are you gonna get so then all right, so then you should be able to relate to that. If you yourself don't be knowing a lot of answers for your own self, why can't it be a possibility that the person that you're thinking about also doesn't know the
Okay,
answer?
but why can't we have that conversation and for you to tell me in my face, I'm expressing myself to you, Kimbo. Yo, this is how I feel. Why does it have to be so hard for you to say, yo, honestly, I hear what you're saying and I understand you, but I don't know how I feel at this point. Why is it so hard for you to say that? Not only that, but why is it so hard for someone to accept that?
But that's the point of this
Because
podcast. Some people just
because
like that.
yeah, some people just like that, and it's never enough. Sometimes, like
Some people
sometimes
don't care
Goes back
enough
to what I
about you.
said. Goes back to what I said. What did you just say?
it's never enough.
Goes
Sometimes
back to what I say. That's why I feel like, yo, what I'm saying, what I'm explaining, is never enough because in your mind, you're gonna think otherwise. You're gonna say otherwise. In your mind, it's a whole different scenario, and that's not what it is. I'm trying to tell you that that's not what it is. I just don't know what it is at this point. But it's not that. Why is that not enough?
Part of that, in my opinion, is partially from self-development, right? Because let's be real here. I want to say at least 80 to 85% of the world does not know how to talk. They don't know how to express themselves. They don't know how to eloquently put down a sentence to make you understand. I can say something that you could take offensive. You could say that same thing to her and she won't take it offensive, right? So it's like a lot of variables that
Yeah.
come into that. You get what I'm saying? So
Listen, at the end of the day, it has to be enough for you.
yeah,
It's never gonna be enough for everyone, but it has to be enough for you.
that's why you gotta be selfish.
So if it's just like I said, having that conversation, or if it's just like, well, you know what, you don't want to talk to me, but you're gonna hear me for 2 minutes. Have a nice day.
That's it.
What
So-
if that's not enough?
But I'm saying you have to
You
find
have to
out
find
what's
your
enough for
enough.
you. You have to find
Yeah,
your
you
What
enough.
have
if
to
I
find your
have that
enough.
whole conversation and it's not enough? The fact that you're not understanding me, that is not enough. I need you. Like some people, right? I know me. I personally need someone to understand me. Hear me out. Understand me. Try to put yourself in my shoes. I don't know what it is, but my enough is you understanding me. And there's no way in hell that you can possibly understand me. How am I going to know to let it go? This is my closure and I'm going to walk away. That's my point right there.
It's rough. I mean, again,
A lot of things that you're saying are self-fulfilling things that you have to find within
yeah,
yourself.
it's just
We can't
something.
give you the answers for you because you got to find them for you. What works for me and what works for him might not work for you.
You can't.
Hey, yo, shout out to Rod Wave, Nostalgia. Listen to that album. It's a lot about this conversation. I'm just saying.
you're enough, right? Like if you're enough is based off of another person's understanding you, you're never gonna get anywhere.
I feel like that's such a
So
flawed way of thinking, to
like
be
so
honest.
you have to find an alternative to that, and maybe just make
What's
the
the
alternative.
alternative?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
The
just make
alternative
maybe
is
just-
finding what works for you. You're literally living off of their thoughts. So
Okay.
how
Listen,
you feel,
listen.
it don't matter how I
Let's
feel.
take it personal.
Listen.
Let's take it personal.
what you telling me about me is what matters. It's like, nah, that's not
All
where
right,
it's
let's
at
take
either.
it personal, Lewis. In our situation, should I just walk away and be like, fuck it, this is our closure?
There's a lot of variables when it comes to our
That's not what I'm
situation.
asking. That's not what I'm asking.
Our situation is a very it's
Should I go about tonight and say, fuck it, this is the closure?
if that
right
works
here,
for you,
and walk away.
if that works for you,
No,
then
that's
yes,
not
that's
what
what
I'm
you should do.
saying.
That's you asking me a
It's
question.
not working for me. So
You're
what should
asking
I
a
do?
question. You got to figure that out for yourself. I have learned that no matter how helpful I feel like I can be or I want to be, I can only be helpful to those that accept my help, right? So I say what I say, and you do what you do with it. Like
But
some
you're not
things
saying
that
my-
things
You're
things
not
that
answering my question.
things that click for me in my head might not necessarily be the things that make things click for you in your head.
You're not answering my question, though.
Your question was to leave it here and move on, right? Was that not your question?
If her closure should
If-
just be leave it here and move on, or
Is
should
that-
she-
Is
Take an
that
alternative.
a healthy way of going about it? Knowing that we're about to sit here on this table every day and seeing each other every day. We live in the same house every day. Is it enough for us to just boom, let it be, bygones be bygones? Or is it healthier for us to sit down and have a conversation?
Obviously, a conversation is the most healthiest way because closure is healthier than just having to forcibly let it go. But
so
that-
you
that's
need
not-
closure to let go.
But
Nah, man.
that doesn't mean that in every situation closure is necessary. Obviously, you should try to get closure. But if you're in a situation where a person doesn't want to sit down and doesn't have the capability to sit down and have the conversation with you, then you have to come
Alright,
up with that
cool.
answer.
I challenge you to have a conversation after this podcast.
Sure, that's never been a problem for me.
All right, cool.
All right, so we got one thing out of the way.
Yo, where's the effects?
We got
Where's the
Lou,
effect?
Lou
an hour
gotta-
and a half
Lou-
hit.
Lou gotta
Suck my
play with-
meat.
Yo, listen, I'm over here very
Where's
in
the
tune.
effect?
You know what? I'm gonna just I gotta be over here with it, off camera and all that.
Where's
Stand
the
aside.
effects? Where's the clap, the drum roll, please,
Yeah.
the all that.
Next episode, I'm gonna fuck with it. We're an hour and a half in.
Yo,
Oh,
so
that's crazy. Freaky Friday. That's what it's about.
I'm telling you, man, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Hey, yo, I just want to say that they waiting for you.
Yeah. So I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah. Facts. Wrap it up and wrap it up. You know what I mean?
Both ways.
David Sosa said therapy is so important.
Yo,
Definitely.
He
yo,
needs to be on
shout
this
out
show.
to David because I definitely do have a therapy session Monday at 2:30. Just so
Good.
you know.
Good. No. Well, listen, we need
Yes,
it.
for sure.
I did it. I'm telling you. I ain't got no shame in saying I done it.
For
I did anger
sure.
management. I did therapy. I did it all.
I was
I
told
might
in
come
my
back with Valentine cards though, you know. Forgive me for all I did.
I was
you
told
know?
I was told in my thought to not be ashamed of speaking to a therapist if I ever wanted to. So
That's crazy because
therapy is important.
for sure. In my thigh it says I have to speak to a therapist.
There you go. So do it.
Yeah.
That's the roadmap. That's what we get to Ita. That's our roadmap of our life so that we can live a prosperous life. But yeah, I mean
With that being said,
That being said.
exactly.
y'all have a good night. Yo, we got shit. We gotta handle shit.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Final
Final thoughts. Lou, what's up? Talk to me. Side of my
Final-
B. What's your
final
final thoughts?
Final thoughts on closure or letting go. I feel like closure and letting go is two sides of the same coin. The only difference is that one happens with a conversation and one happens without a conversation. Like I said before, find your answer that best works for you. Don't worry about people outside of you. Don't worry about pleasing them. Don't worry about figuring them out. Figure yourself out. You are the star of your show, right? You are the main character. That's what matters. Figure yourself out. Everything else will land, in place, man. Like
Payroll goes to you.
be who you are, and it's like you don't chase, you attract, right? So like be who you are, and the people that are supposed to be in your life will show up.
That's Jiggity J. Final thoughts.
Now, really, yeah, I don't have no final thoughts. I'm still in the air. I'm still in limbo. I'm still confused. I'm just an overthinker, and sometimes I overlove, overthink, and overdo, and that's my problem. So when I figure that out, whatever your gut is telling you to do, whatever your mind, just go ahead and do it. I mean, what's the possibilities that I don't know, it just doesn't work out. So what? Eat it up, move on, accept it for what it is. If it's best for you to let it go, then whatever that takes for you to let it go ahead and do it. Go ahead and try and whatever. Just let bygones be bygones at the end of the day. And probability is if you're thinking about that person more than you're thinking about yourself, go ahead and have that conversation. Forget it. Forget what anybody thinks. Forget whatever. Just go ahead and do it. And yeah, that's what I have to say.
I mean, I agree.
Or at that, just take a shot and forget about it. Drink a bottle, whatever.
No, don't do that.
Or
Just kidding. No, I'm not. But whatever.
My final remarks on this topic is definitely off of my personal experience and the things that I'm going through now and the way I'm living and the way I'm feeling now is if you got something to let off your chest, just let it off. So what if they want to hear you or not? Let it off. Shoot a text, write an email, leave a voicemail. Just get that off your day. You need a healthy release, like I've been saying, the last episode. And if the healthy release is just letting that out, then do that. Because it's never good to literally hold those things in and keep those skeletons in the closet and worry about who's gonna say what and how I'm gonna be judged. Because then you'll never be happy. And you'll only drag that to your next relationship and every aspect of your life. So let it out. Let it out. I'm telling you, me personally, my experience, just let it out.
How you gonna feel if they laugh at you?
Don't
So
matter.
what? I don't care. I need
I've
to
been
let it
through
go.
many-
So what
I've
to
been
whoever
through-
laughed at me from whatever I said, how vulnerable I was, whatever.
I've been through many embarrassing
Yo.
moments.
Uh.
I don't-
Go.
Facts.
Let
it
go.
Anymore. Hey, yo, shout out to
Yo.
Frozen. You right?
I'm telling you, let it go. That's it. Just let it go. Listen, people need to watch more kid movies nowadays. Because let me tell you something, there's a lot of gems in those movies.
Mad gems.
No, for real.
Alright?
Mad gems.
There's a lot of life lessons in there, but sometimes people are just ignorant, or they're like, oh, that's a kid movie. I don't like it. Listen, man, there's a lot of gems in there, and if kids really sit there and analyze those movies when they get older, they'll start realizing a lot of things that they can avoid in their life as they become teenagers and adults.
Facts. Shout out to Edwin,
Super
yo.
facts.
He always like, for some reason, he always like randomly just sits next to me. I don't know if this is Tango talking through him, but he'll just randomly sit right next to me and tell me something, and I'll just be like, "Damn, damn." Like that's all I have to say is "damn." You right. Like he just told me, like he was just like explaining himself about instant karma, and I'm like, bro, this is probably life instantly karmaing me in the ass. Like this
And
is
it's
it.
telling you, and
This is
this,
it.
and,
Like,
and that's why we say, listen to the advice of a dog and even a child.
Yo, facts.
Right there, you're
facts.
living it.
So when I get that urge of like, yo, Jay, just spend time with one of your like one of your like brothers or sisters, like I definitely do that. I know just yesterday I was like, yo, I need to spend time with Justin. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I have to hear what Eligua got to say.
exactly.
For a fact.
You know. But with that being said, guys, you know, as always, please join us. If you guys got anything you got to let off your chest, topic you want to talk about, or just want to come down and you know what, and raise some unity, man. Bring some unity in this community. You're more than welcome.
I like that.
This is Unity Meets Diversity. You know, I love y'all all, and just strive forward and let it go.
Word. Love, peace, and hair grease. Live life intentionally. Shout out to Luana. It was her birthday today. She just turned 6 years old.
Happy birthday, Lou!
Big girl. You know what I'm saying? Little bean. Mad love.
Oh,
We
it's my
good?
turn.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that I just had a vision of us, you like wearing a big ass UMD chain. You know, BBS is on that. Very, very special diamonds on that. You heard? Unity means diversity. But like always, live your life. Don't let it outlive you. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Have a good night.